Welcome to another presentation of the Solid Sports Video Blog. I'm Troy West here with you once again. You're watching it right here on the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. Today's date is October 10th, 2020, and this is episode 145 of the Sports Blog. I apologize. First thing I want to say for this week, I was supposed to do, I normally do the Thursday night football blogs, but I had internet trouble this week. Couldn't get on the internet, so I couldn't upload the video. And of course the game has already happened, so there's no point of doing one late or doing I was going to do a post-game show or something, but I didn't really get the internet back till yesterday, so I apologize for that. Hopefully that don't happen again, but that's why I didn't come on this Thursday. We'll talk about the Bears defeating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this past Thursday, a big game in the NFC, and we'll talk about all of week 5, of course. Near the end of the blog, of course, we're going to start with baseball. ALCS and NLCS are set. Tampa Bay was able to eliminate the New York Yankees in the final 5th game last night, a 2-1 victory in a tight game. So they move on to face the Houston Astros, who's here for I think that's the 3rd straight ALCS. So they try to get back to the World Series, and then the National League Championship Series, the Atlanta Braves, which is, I always advocate of how big of a fan of the Braves that I am. My first team I ever rooted for. They will go against the mighty LA Dodgers. Like every day shaping up for the Dodgers to finally win a World Series this year. It's going to be tough for my Braves, but I'm going to pull for them. Hopefully they can get by this series. So we'll talk about that coming up. The deaths of Bob Gibson and Whitey Ford this week in baseball. NBA Finals is still going on. Lakers didn't clinch last night. Heat was able to win by 3. Another stellar game for Jimmy Butler as they move it to a game 6, which will be tomorrow night. I think the Lakers better take them out. They started to get a little tight there. We'll talk about that. And of course, NFL Week 5. French Open final is this morning. Nadal and Djokovic, so that's going to should be a classic match. But let's get into the baseball. We're starting the American League just last night because the Rays was able to move on in a decisive 5th game in the American League Division Series against the New York Yankees. Another disappointing postseason for the Yankees, despite this year. Still disappointed for how the year went. They had an up and down year. They wasn't able to get by the Rays. The Rays, of course, won the American League East this year, winning 40 games. Been consistent. This franchise, like I said, since the mid-2000s has been consistent. After getting over the expansion years from 1998, of course, wasn't competing until they get Joe Madden. Joe Madden sort of set a culture there, and ever since, even though he's been gone for a while now, he's now in the LA Angels, excuse me. Rays were still being respectable. They made the playoffs last year. And now they're in another American League Championship. They made the World Series in 2008, I believe. They lost to the Philadelphia Phillies in 2008. So, really, since then, it's just been respectable. Staying above water here. They got a new, nice young team. They're gonna give Houston a challenge, but something in my mind is telling me Houston sort of want to prove people wrong here. I think that's going to be a long, tough series. Who I picked in America? I picked the Yankees, so they eliminated. I picked them to make it out the American League, so that's already not going to happen now. I don't know. I like them. It's like I was my heart in my head. My heart is saying the Astros. I just think they just got something going now. Like that media, it's the raw attitude that you don't have the fans to really heckle them. The neutral stadium and everything. But I think everything else is for you to the Rays. Like just how I see them play. Like I said, the neutral field helped them last night. That good pitcher, that good bullpen they have. I just think they deep with no Verlander for the Astros. I think that's going to hurt them in this series. You know what? I'm going to go with the Rays. I'm going to go with the Rays at 6. I think the Rays win this series in 6 games. Just think they're a little bit deeper than the Astros this year. Now, the Astros lineup can maybe neutralize that pitching, but if it doesn't, if the Rays pitching able to control the series, they'll win this series for sure. I'm gonna go with the Rays. I'm gonna go with the Rays to win the series. In the National League, I picked the Dodgers to come out. They're here in the National League Championship Series. My Braves fandom, I want to see my Braves do it. And you know what? And I'm just gonna go with my head here. I think the Dodgers win this series. I hope my Braves prove me wrong. They're going by history. This is the first time we've been this far in 19 years. We had some disappointing postseasons. Of course, we go back all the way back to the 90s. Just one World Series in all this time. So, and that was get the Indians. So that just proves right there that, not saying that was a fraudulent, but the Indians have their own issues as far as curses and stuff, if you believe in that stuff. I'm rooting for my Braves here. I hope they prove me wrong, but I say the Dodgers, they've been rolling, they've been dominating. Every day's come together for them. They just got a feeling that this is their year finally. My Braves are young though, with Kuna and Ozuna and Freddie Freeman. Nick Markakis has some big hits. The pitcher Freed has been pitching well. I just think they just fall a little bit short to the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers beat them, and I'm going to give them 6 games. But I'd be glad to be wrong in this situation. I would be glad. If my Braves can get by this series, I'm going with them to win the World Series. Forget it. I'm going to go with my heart there. But Dodgers going to be tough to get by. So I'll give it to the Dodgers in 6 games. But I'm rooting for my Braves all the way, though. Hopefully they can get back to the World Series for the first time since the mid-90s. So I think the ALCS starts tomorrow, which is weird because the both, I think the Braves and the Dodgers swept their series. I think the Padres won 1 game in the Dodgers series. I know the Braves swept the Marlins. Astros series been over a couple of days. The Rays, this ended their series last night, but they gotta go back and play on tomorrow. Then the National League starts on Monday. I think it's no days off. I think it's every day, just like it was in the first 2 series. At least as far as I know, it's every day once the series starts. So that's also different for your pitching and everything else. You might think you get an extra day off, or you don't get it. So we'll see. But that's a series I'm looking forward to. I'm going to keep an eye on it. As a Braves fan, I'm rooting for my Braves. I just hope they can get by the Dodgers. But the Dodgers are just too good, man. Like, just up and down with everything. So the only thing they got a weakness is they closer. Jazz has been having issues. That's been in the news lately. But the rest of the team, pretty much no chinks in the arm at all. We have Braves also has some bullpen issues as well. So it's going to be an interesting series, though. I think that series is in Texas somewhere, or Houston somewhere. I have to check that. Matter of fact, I can check that right now. I know that the games are at neutral sites. It's not at the home stadium, so I'm gonna check that right now. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Rays, Astros. Let's see where that would be. In San Diego, so that's where the Rays just played that, so that gives them an advantage. I think Houston was somewhere else. So, and let's see where the other series at. And the Brave series, Global Life Field, so it is in Texas. I was right. So, but that's where the World Series will take place as well. So, once these series is over, then the winner of the ALCS will come to Texas and face either the Dodgers or the Braves. So I think that gives the National League a little bit of advantage, just because you'll be in that stadium for a couple of games, try to get the fill the stadium out. So that's interesting. But yeah, I was about to touch on passings of Bob Gibson and Whitey Ford, 2 Hall of Fame pitchers, 2 legend pitchers. Of course, Bob Gibson pitched for the St. Louis Cardinals, African American. I heard of Bob Gibson, so it's sad news. Whitey Ford also, I think he just passed away 2 days ago. I think Bob Gibson died like Monday, I believe. So, so condolences to those people, family. Like 2020 has just been. I mean, other than COVID sort of makes every day sort of like okay, not okay, but it's not. Yeah, you grieve in deaths, but it's just different. Like it just got a different feel to it to me. Because a lot of people passed away this year in the sports world and just everywhere. So not just because of COVID, like people just passed away this year. Like I said, like I bring up Kobe, which I'm gonna talk about a little bit in a few minutes. Like I said, I think it's death. I mean, I think people still acknowledge that he's gone and he's being celebrated and everything, but don't have the same feel. And maybe because whether for COVID, the finals or the season be about to start again, and we would have had the Hall of Fame ceremony and everything else. I think they got pushed to next year. Just that's just an example like how different this year has been. Condolences to the Whitey Ford I've heard of as well. But like I said, both of these pitchers are way before my time. Both in the Hall of Fame. Like I said, Whitey Ford, a long-time Yankee, and I see the report that he was actually watching the Yankees game when he passed away the other day. So, just wanted to put that out there for baseball fans. I know old baseball fans can probably tell me stories about these two men. I did do a lot of research before I got over here. I kind of rushed today because I didn't know if I was even going to do a blog. Like I said, my internet was messed up, so I wrote some quick notes today. But just with to acknowledge those two, and rest in peace to Whitey Ford and Bob Gibson this morning. Moving on to the NBA Finals, still going on. We will have a Game 6 tomorrow night. Heat hold on, being down 3-1. Jimmy Butler, another triple-double and a win. Only good thing about this for the Lakers that the Heat, they admitted they pretty much put everything on the table here. They drained, so maybe Game 6 they won't have as much fight as they did last night. But the Heat just wouldn't give up, man. Lakers took the lead a couple of times. Then Jimmy Butler come hit a big bucket. Kendrick Nunn was huge with some huge shots for Miami. Duncan as well. So the Heat got productivity for everybody. Bam definitely making a difference. LeBron James played out of his mind. He had over 40 points. Gotta give the knowledge to LeBron. That's why I thought this was over. I thought LeBron was like, no, we ended this tonight. But the Heat, gotta give them credit. They fought to the end, and they was able to claw the victory. Game 6 tomorrow night. Just like probably everybody said this, I think the Lakers gotta take them out. Game 6, you gotta get it done. If it goes to Game 7, this is like flipping a coin. And then the Heat will really have no pressure on them if they can even get it to 7. I think the Lakers gotta finish this thing off tomorrow night. And they wore I kind of was rooting for the Lakers because they wore the Mamba jerseys, a little black and yellow jerseys, the Mamba jerseys they call them. And I know, like I just was talking about Kobe Bryant, I know that's on the players' mind, winning the title for Kobe this year. LeBron even acknowledged, this is Laker time. This is what makes you a Laker. You gotta win this title. So I got a feeling they're gonna get it done Sunday night, but I thought they were gonna get it done last night. But if they don't, I definitely give the Heat a great chance to win Game 7 if it gets there. That's why the Lakers got to take them out. They drained. They admitting that they drained. They ain't gonna probably put it out with the same energy. But if they somehow maybe to win Game 6, I don't see how they won't win Game 7. So that's just how it is. The Lakers gotta get it done. But LeBron, you can't put it on him. He played his heart out. Anthony Davis, I'm starting to see what people mean now. It's like people being too hard on Anthony Davis. Say he's not playing hard enough and this and that. You don't have that dog in him. I kind of see it. The last couple of games I've been saying that. Yeah, he puts up good numbers. I think he had 28 last night scoring, but just don't have that will, like to be like, all right, give me the like a not saying give me the ball proves that you have will, but you know, to see like he's okay with just getting the shots when he get his shots. I think he needs to demand the ball more, be more assertive for the offensive end. It would sound crazy because he scored 28, but I think he needs to be more aggressive on the offensive end. Defensively, he has played well on the defensive side. I give him that, but offensively, I think he needs to be a little bit more aggressive. And LeBron was like LeBron hit his threes last night. LeBron was on, and that's why I was like, this is over. There's no way. I just was waiting for them LA to pull away, but Miami fought. Like I said, Miami fought and stayed in the game and won the game. Jimmy Butler, he's something else. He's one of those guys. I want on my team. Might not be the most top player, but I just know he wants to win. Like I want somebody who wouldn't want somebody on their team that wants to win. They gonna give it their all, and he did again, and got the Heat, the survivor the other day. So it's just a game 6. Like I said, the Heat might not win the game 6. I don't know. Like I said, I might lean toward Miami winning this series. So that's why I think the Heat, the Lakers will take them down. And, we already see some 3-1 leads blown in this postseason a couple times. So not really, can't say that it's not, that it's impossible. So game 6 tomorrow night. Of course, it's a must-win game for the Heat, but you might argue the same for the Lakers. Because if we get to game 7, like I said, I think it's a coin flip. There's no home crowd or none of that, so that makes a difference. NBA back in China. I just want to touch on this. I'm not going to get into the politics of this whole thing. Of course, if you remember last year, Houston Rockets GM Daryl Morey tweeted out, I don't even want to call it controversial because I think it's pretty much clear, right? If you know what China do over there, how they suppress people over there. He was just basically speaking his mind, and China heard about it and basically stripped the NBA from China, but they allowed them back, I think, just last night. So the game was on over there. A lot of people would say the NBA are hypocrites and this and this and that. Like I said, I don't want to get into the deep politics of it, but it's about money. I mean, it's about money. And the NBA been getting criticized, for not speaking up. We got injustice. You know what's going on over here right now in our country with racial injustice and police brutality and all that. Players speaking up and boycott games and everything else, but China does it. Pretty much lives it over there, and nobody's speaking up about it. Me, like I said, I'm on the fence about it because, like I said, it's, China do got some money, so it's about money. Like I said, money is a big influence with anything. So I'm not shocked that no players ain't come out and really strongly said anything. They said Rudy Gobert did. They didn't know exactly what Rudy Gobert said, or the Utah Jazz. They said he said something, but I guess it didn't hit nowhere because it would be bigger news. And China probably would have still said no, but games back on over there. I guess you need that revenue, so I don't blame the NBA for it for that reason, but. I don't know. I mean, but I guess if you look at it this way, we got our own issues over here with suppressing people and everything else. So maybe, it's a sort of, cleaning your house up first type thing instead of pointing at China. Look at us. Maybe people are looking at it that way, and maybe that's why players speak on it. At least you can use that excuse if you want to use that excuse. But me, like I said, I don't. It's all clicks and whistles for me. I don't really like getting into politics because that's all it's about, and money. So, not surprised by either side. But a lot of people say they'd be hypocrites and they fake the ratings down because of this. And certain people here in America don't want to see the NBA because of the Black Lives Matter on the court. And I just thought, this is what I understand as a sports fan. This is just me. I separate the person from the sport. Well, I'm trying to think of a decent example, but say if you're a criminal, and you wind up having to be a basketball player, baseball player. If you entertain me, I'm going to still watch. Not just because, you know, of course I don't condone what you do off the court if it's negative. But I'm here to watch a basketball game. I'm here to watch just the same way if you're a real basketball fan. Well, I wouldn't say that you're fake. I mean, maybe, you know, the Black Lives Matter stuff bothers people enough that they can't watch the game. But like once the game is on, I'm not really like focused. Me personally, I'm not like, oh, Black Lives Matter. I'm just watching the game. Like, I don't understand that element of it. Like, I don't think it's that deep. A lot of people taking it that deep. Like, that's why the ratings are down. Like, ratings are down everywhere because of the pandemic. And it is a different game, you know. But I like I said, I love basketball, like baseball. Like, for example, I love baseball. I'm gonna always go watch baseball. You know, like, I don't understand. I just don't understand that element of it. Like, it's not bothering me that much. I'm not gonna watch the game. Like, kneeling for the flag. You just put that fell in this. Like, that bothers people enough that they're not going to watch the whole game. That's only like 2 minutes. You know, you could change it or change it back. The game would be on. I don't understand it at all. Like, I don't know why things like that bother people. I could separate the two. Yeah, might not like it per se. Like, well, the flag thing, I don't care about that. Just to be clear about that. I don't care about that. Don't bother me either way. Like the NBA with the China situation, it just don't bother me that much. You know, me personally, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I just said, we got our own issues here in America. You know, we don't got time to be worried about China problems. You know what I mean? Even though China don't see it as a problem, that's just what they do. And I'm not saying that they right, but that's just what that's them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at it about, if you can't speak up, you can speak up for people here, but you can't speak up for people over there. I'm not looking at it quite like that. You know, me personally, that's just me. That's my opinion. You know, a lot of people might not agree with that, but that's just me. I love sports. I'm gonna watch sports regardless of what happens. Like, I mean, if, you know, as long as the game is on, I'm watching, you know, for the most part. You know, I don't care about the politics and all that crap of it. I mean, yeah, they might be hypocrites, but they don't. Y'all still playing basketball? You know, LeBron still playing tonight? I'm watching it. You know, that's just me. That's me. But that's a whole nother subject. But I just wanted to bring that up because, you know, I'm seeing all these different articles. Like I said, I'm not saying them people wrong, but like I said, Black Lives Matter and the little things. I rarely know. I notice it somewhat, but it don't distract me from watching the basketball game. It just don't. But people saying that it does, and if it does, you know it does. But it don't for me. As long as the basketball game is good, I'm straight. You know, I'm watching. If it's maybe it's a blowout or something, I might flick around and don't watch it as much. You know. But as far as that don't bother me at all. And I don't know how it bothers a basketball fan. Like, if you really like basketball, signs and stuff. They have signs that crap all over the place all the time. Commercials should bother you, nigga. Sometimes I don't want to see no damn commercials. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. But that's I guess whatever floats your boat. But I'm good with it. So I'll be watching Game 6 tomorrow night. All right, let's move on to the NFL. Very interesting week this week. Like I said, I'm sorry I couldn't get on before Thursday to preview the Bears-Buccaneers game, but the Bears were able to pull out a 1-point victory. Nick Foles get the best of Tom Brady again. Brady, of course, everybody joking him right now because on a fourth down throw, he tried to go down the field, but he was still looking around. He was thinking it was fourth down. Basically got confused, thought it was still third down. He had all these thirds. You hear the dirt that maybe he was concussed or blah blah blah. I don't know about that. I mean, he did get hit a couple of times last Thursday night. I just think it happens, man. Like, you know, sometimes you might lose a trade, lose what down it is. You know, I'm not riding them. Some people riding them, some people not. You know, it's like mixed, but me personally, I don't see it a big deal. You know, he fell short. And just get up and you know, try it again next week. Tampa, you know, they had a lot of injuries as well, a lot of penalties. You know, so I mean, they had opportunity. It was up 13-0 in this game. I watched the majority of this game. Foles threw the interception, even though it wasn't his fault. Tampa Bay was rolling, and Chicago settled down. Who is it? what's it? No, they went for it on 4th down. I think on giving Chicago a short field. They took advantage of that. But Tampa Bay had a lot of injury. Mike Evans didn't look the same. O.J. Howard's gone. Rob Gronkowski, to me, has been a little bit of a surprise. I thought he would have more of an impact in the offense, but he's basically just been a blocking tight end, and when he have had the opportunity to catch a ball, he drops them. No Curtis Godwin this week. No Leonard Fournette. So Tampa Bay was short-handed, but they still had a big opportunity to win this game. So now Tampa falls to 3-2. The Bears are 4-1. I think the Bears, especially because of their defense, it's going to be problematic. I think they're not going to just roll over and go nowhere. Disappointed to me that coach lost. To me was disappointed maybe because I picked them to win the game, but that game was a little disappointing. But this is a big win for them. So we'll see how they move on next week. They got Green Bay in the way. Their schedule get a little bit more tougher, so we'll see how real the Bears are. But it's going to be that defense, though. Khalil Mack 2 sacks. So we'll see how the Bears move on from here. But they're going to be a contender, at least for a wild card spot, maybe even for this division, if they could give Green Bay a run for their money. Alright, so it's time for our Week 5 picks. Let me pull up the NFL schedule for the week. I got my big 5 games written down here. Not a lot of interesting, it's some interesting games this week, but not a lot of games you will say, oh, this is a game I want to see per se. But we're going to run through the schedule, and I wrote the 5 most interesting games down in my opinion. Of course, we got a Tuesday night game this week, and 2 Monday night games again, so like I said, a weird week. Titans, we talked about it last week. They had an outbreak of coronavirus, so they had to skip last week. Their schedule already been moved around, so they won't play till Tuesday against the Bills. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But they might be in some trouble. They was supposedly practicing at a local school in the local area in Tennessee, and that was against NFL rules. So I guess the NFL trying to put together some type of punishment, I heard. So maybe we'll hear about that sooner than later. So now the virus is spreading a little bit on the team. So no major players that I know of. There's been a lot of practice squad players I've heard, and little low-level players. So hopefully they be able to get this game in this week with the Bills. It ain't till Tuesday though, so they have time to practice and get everything together. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Let's get the picks in. Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, me being a Ravens fan, I say I'll go ahead and put this game on the Big 5. Because, like I said, when I go through the schedule, they had a lot of games that stand out this week. This game is interesting to me because I want to say I get to see Joe Burrow. Got his first win last week against the Jags on a Thursday night. They come in at 1-2-1. Ravens 12-point favorite. That might be a little high for a divisional, like I said, divisional rival. I think that game might be a little closer than that, but I think the Ravens will win this game though. The Ravens just seem like they can't beat the Chiefs, but they do okay against everybody else. Well, to me, they didn't look that great last week. Not that sharp last week either. Even though they won against Washington, they ain't turned it on till, the second half really. So this is like a take care of business game. We should just go ahead, take care of business, move on. But I think the Bengals will challenge them a little bit. Joe Mixon a little banged up. Lamar Jackson a little banged up. He just practiced yesterday, but he missed practice majority of the week. So we'll see how that affects things on Sunday. But I got the Ravens winning though. Outright. But I think they won't cover that 12. I think Cincinnati will be closer than that. Panthers, Falcons. Panthers 2-2, Falcons 0-4. I'm gonna go with the Falcons here. I just got a feeling this week this will be Fally their first win. They at home. I think they'll probably light up the scoreboard and hold on this time. I think they beat the Panthers to get their first win of the year. This game made the Big 5. That's the Las Vegas Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are 4-0. A lot of people saying they should be on upset alert this week. It's a divisional game. John Gruden could probably pull some tricks out of his sleeve, but I think Kansas City is just playing at an unbelievable level right now. A little shady last week, which is understandable. You know, he had to move the game to Monday night. Mahomes, you know, a lot of people say, well, Mahomes don't look that good, you know, this and that, but then as soon as you say that, he'll light it up. And I just got a feeling that he is. Chiefs 12-point favorite. Maybe they cover. I'm not sure, but I think Mahomes will have a bounce back week, and I think they win this game. Cardinals Jets. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals here. Jets. Well, they had a scare. If a player tested positive, but then they found out it was a negative test. So the Jets are good to go, but I think the Cardinals just that much better. Sam Donald not playing. Got Joe Flacco started this week for the Jets. Then the Cardinals come in there and take care of business, get back on the right track. This made the Big Five. The Philadelphia Eagles at 1-2-1 against the 3-0 Steelers. These are two first-place teams, believe it or not. Eagles in first place right now in the East. Looked at okay last week against San Francisco 49ers. Had a lot of injuries, of course, as well. Especially with on both sides of the ball. No Jordan Lopper, nothing. So the Eagles was able to take advantage of that. But will this build their confidence with the Steelers, that defense that they have, TJ Watt jumping all over the place, Joe Hayden in the secondary. I mean, the Steelers look like the Steelers again on the defensive side of the ball. Big Ben has been playing well. I think the Steelers win. I think they cover the 7 points as well. I think they win by more than 7. I think the Eagles will sort of come back down to earth again and lose this game. Pittsburgh looking good, looking pretty good. I gotta give it to them. James Conner be looking good. So Steelers, I think they cover that 7 points. I think they win. LA Rams at Washington. I think the Rams go to Washington and win. We'll see if Chase Young is back. The Giants slowed them down last week on the offensive end. I think the Redskins could do the same, but they benched Dwayne Haskins. They're going to give it to Kyle Allen. That's why I think the Rams could dominate this game. Haskins, they made controversy about this, like it's another black quarterback losing his job and this and that. I don't think it's that deep. Like I said, I don't think that's that deep either. But I don't think Kyle Allen is the better ass. I think it might as well stay with Haskins. That's what I'm thinking. Like, why make this move? They say, yeah, they give him a better chance to win. Now the division is sort of wide open with everybody struggling. Washington probably think they can really win this division now. So they're trying to put somebody in there. Well, Alex Smith is the second string. But I think he might wind up playing. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. He's going to wind up starting and sort of turn the Redskins around a little bit. And the way Dallas look and the way the Eagles look, if Alex Smith come in there and do something, Washington could be for this division. Why not? But I don't think they win this week. I think the Rams take care of them. Jags at Texas. I'm just picking Texas because they're the better team, but I don't feel that confident about it. They 0-4, so I'm picking 2 0-4 teams this week. Jags has looked respectable, but they starting to show their true colors. After winning that first game, everybody was sort of hyped, like, oh well, maybe they could do this, maybe they could do that. Then the Texans struggling, Titans having their problems, but I think the Jags, just like I said, just inferior, and Texas will prove it. With Romeo Corello, of course, you heard about Bill O'Brien losing his job. I ain't get to talk about that. I don't know, part of me saying thinking like it's not his fault, they gave him too much responsibility, but at the same time, some of the obvious stuff that you done, like trading DeAndre Hopkins and getting rid of certain guys, a lot of guys that they go off with, there was a report that him and JJ Watt didn't see eye to eye, so there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes there, and maybe that's why they let him go. But I think the overall reason, as far as just wins and losses, I don't think it all was his fault, but they made the change, and now they gotta move on from it. But I think they win this week, despite all that. Talked about that game a little too long. Dolphins and 49ers. I'm just going to go with the 49ers here. Jimmy Garoppolo gets back. I think there was rumors that Tua was supposed to get his first start. Now it will be Ryan Fitzpatrick. But I think if 49ers win pretty convincingly. I think Tua will get. I think it'll be Tua time since it's already put out there. So I think if Fitzpatrick struggled this week, I think Tua will start the following week. But I got the 49ers winning the game regardless. Here go a big 5 game. Colts and the Browns. Colts 3-1, Browns 3-1. This is a pick'em game. It's an even spread. This game, to me, it's a coin flip. I think both teams. I think it's going to depend on who turned the ball over more. I think that's who's going to wind up winning this game. Part of me want to go with the Browns because I think their running game is a little deep, even though they don't have Nick Chubb. But Kareem Hunt is still reliable. But the Colts lost Marlon Mack for the year, so they got a running back by committee. Phillip Rivers, I have to admit, when it's sort of a big game, he sort of loses his mind a little bit. So I'm going to go with the Browns, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Colts win this game. I'm going to go with the Browns just because they're at home. Colts got to travel. I'm going to go that route. So I'm going to go with the Browns here. Giants, Cowboys. I'm going to go with just like I said about Dallas is just a better team. Though they struggle, they're just a better team than the New York Giants. Giants are 0-4, of course. Injuries all over the place. Dallas, we gotta win this game. Like, if you're really respectable, it's a game you must win. Like, and I think eventually they get out of 8.5, which they don't deserve to have a spread that big. They just don't. They don't. Like, I don't care who they playing. They don't deserve to have a spread that big. Giants, like I said, Giants fought a little bit, literally, last week against the LA Rams. Of course, you heard about the brawl between, the fight between Jalen Ramsey and some of I think it was Sterling Shepard. So they literally was fighting last week, but I think the Giants have shown some fight. I think it'll be close, but I think Dallas will prevail this time, just because they're the better team. Seahawks and Vikings, this Sunday night game. Vikings 1-3. They finally looked decent last week, but I think Seattle, like I said, on another level, just like Kansas City is. And I think they handle the Vikings pretty easily. I think at 7 points is just about right. I think it might be higher than that. I got the Seahawks here. Alright, Monday is actually 2 games. Broncos, Patriots. Patriots, of course, played last Monday. They had Cam Newton test positive for Corona. Obviously, I don't think he's playing in this game either. Denver 1-3. I think the Patriots are a little bit better, like better team. So I'll go with the Patriots here at home. Chargers, Saints. This is the original Monday night game. Of course, that Patriots game, by the way, started at 5. I will go with the Saints here. I like how Justin Herbert looked and how the Chargers look overall. Wouldn't shock me if they go ahead and upset the Saints. But I just think Drew Brees, just too much. I think it'll be a close game, though. I think it'll be under that 7.5. But I got the Saints winning. And like I said, it's a Tuesday night game this week. Barring any more positive tests for the Titans, the Bills will come to Tennessee. Both teams undefeated. This is a big game in the AFC. Josh Allen, we get to see him on display. Derrick Henry for the Titans. It should be a huge game. CBS will have it, so I guess the extra week of football, extra day of football, which is cool. We get to see more extra football. So, but as far as the winning the game, I'm gonna go with the Bills. I just think the Titans got so much going on off the field, the Corona and everything else. I think this is a game they lose. I think the Bills go to 5-0 and take a stranglehold on the East, at least for now, and win that game. Like I said, Josh Allen been unbelievable. So that'll do it for the picks this week. I want to say thank you so much for listening, and like I said, I got a pick'em game on the ESPN Fantasy app. If you're interested, just write in the comment section, and I'll give you the information, and you could go over there and compete with me, picking games every week. I wanted to give out a prize, like if you beat me overall during the season, give out some type of prize, but like I said, we don't have a lot of participants, so just looking for a participant. So if I get a participant, we'll talk about something though. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for episode 145 this week. Some final thoughts here. Some other sports going on. College football, big games today. Clips in Miami. That's a top 10 matchup. Clips in number 1, Miami number 7. Notre Dame play tonight. It's another ranked game. Georgia and I think it's Texas. No, Texas A&M and Florida. You know, Florida looks real good. Georgia plays somebody. Matter of fact, let's just look. Try to guess off the top of my head. Texas, Oklahoma. I forgot about that game, even though both Texas and Oklahoma have stumbled a little bit. Of course, Oklahoma losing 2 in a row, and Texas losing last week to TCU. Georgia, Tennessee. That's what I was thinking about. That game. So, some big games this week in college football. Texas A&M and Florida. Florida's number 4. Texas A&M is 21. So, college football today. French Open right now, I believe. It's just after 9 a.m. here in the East Coast. Nadal versus Djokovic. That's going to be a great match. Nadal has owned the clay courts for mostly his career, and Novak Djokovic is like the guy up and coming, going for Federer, going for Nadal. So very, very great tennis match. If you're a tennis fan, that's a match to watch. My girl Serena had to retire. Not retire, but forfeit basically because she got injured, I believe. So she was eliminated a while back. I was thinking she was going to be here and make it this far as well. But that'll do it for this week. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the support here. Sorry, like I said, about this week. Internet problems. As far as the playthroughs, Crash Bandicoot 4 is about time. It's like 6 videos up there. I put up 4 yesterday, 4 or 5 videos back to back to back. I said it was going to be back to back to back because of the internet issue. So, and I might do 1 more today after I finish this. So thank you. I'm just going to take a little nap, get some rest. It's been a long week. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support. Stay safe out there once again. And thank you for coming here today. I'll see you next time. I'll see you Thursday. This Thursday night is let's just be 100% sure. I think I know who plays. But oh well, they moved the game. It was supposed to be Buffalo and Kansas City, but it will be moved, so it won't be a game Thursday. So I decided, I don't know, I might just do a special preview show Thursday. I'll come up with something. So I might still come on Thursday anyway, since I missed Thursday last week. And I thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys then. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. You're watching the Solid Sports and Gaming channel right here on YouTube. I'm Troy West, and enjoy your weekend and have a great day. Thank you so much.